Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Saturday edition of Rasaji Speaks. I hope you've had a great week. Let's see what the lesson is today on Saturday. The soul loves to meditate. There's a quote from Yogananda. The soul loves to meditate. In the Lama series in Tibet, in Darchen, we say prayer means to ask, meditate means to listen, and the contemplation means to become. These are three of the most obvious ways to connect with Abba or Brahm when we do so. It's at the root of our siddhanas in the chapter on the mind in regards to focus. So the soul loves to meditate, kind of look at that from the soul's or the sharat perspectives, right? Well, it would make sense. I think a better quote would actually be the soul likes for the mind to free itself of meditation. See, in my soul, I am free. In my soul, I am free. The soul, the sharat, being a fragment of Abba or Brahm itself, that divine spark, the celestial music that's going through the soul is amazing. It's constant. Angels are singing, and the soul is right there. But it's trying to communicate with our 3 and 4D self. Putting us in a state of meditation means the receptivity of that is more likely to happen. And now, at the foot of what Lama G is talking about, you get a good idea why we meditate. There we go. We went around the circle and all of a sudden made sense of the whole ordeal. The soul wants the mind and the body to participate, but there are several forms of meditation. At the core, if it means to listen, what are we listening to? Unfortunately, the world is unconsciously meditating on all the things that's going on in the world. What's being given on the newsreel 24/7, caught up in traffic, in the work environment, kids screaming. You understand? One of the most powerful contrasts, when I really saw meditation, it wasn't when I was on the 45-day renewal in Tibet at the end of my first year. I was in between my 4th and 5th year of training, and I was actually going through the adept initiation that my wonderful wife, Mita, just enjoyed. I'm so proud of her. But I was in the most ideal situation. Think about it. I'm 8,500 to 9,000 elevation. I'm in a mud hut attached to a bottom of a much larger mountain where lamas and future lamas have meditated for hundreds, literally hundreds of years. Just north of the Lamas area, about 1,000 to 1,500 elevation. Didn't see a human being, was no stereo. There was no outside interference. And to make it even more so, I was in a mud hut that's probably smaller than your living room or dining room. And I was going to be in this one place for 45 days. The average Westerner, that would make them very antsy. Think about that. Very antsy. But that was Lama G. And I was ready to listen. And it was amazing what happened up there. Angels would sing to me, show me things, teach me things. I had prepared already for 5 years and 1 full year of being in silence 98% of the whole week to get ready to listen, to really meditate. And I had dialed in that FM channel, if you will, and I had a strong signal, and the angels were delivering. My soul, my shalat was delivering. But about 6 months back in New York, right? Early 80s, I was asked by Maha Master Bo Yang to go to 42nd Street and Broadway in Manhattan on a Friday afternoon from 1 to 3 and meditate in a way that would block out the world and go only for the celestial conversations that were going on in the Lama's being. That was profound. Took Lama G about 6 months. First 2 or 3 months, I was wondering, am I ever going to get there? You can't imagine. One of the most busiest intersections, some say the busiest in the world. Friday afternoon in Manhattan, at least 100,000 or more people pass by. Cars are passing by. I'm sitting actually on a bulkhead about less than 20 feet from the street, and traffic and taxi cabs and people screaming at each other. Get out of my way. This and that going on. People selling all their wares, women selling all kinds of things, men selling all kinds of things. It was crazy. And it felt like a mobile flea market right on the sidewalk in front of me. How was I going to meditate in this thing? And then it hit me. Boganathar had the same kind of experience when he knew that the teachings of Tai Chi Gong were not done yet. And maybe they were only in the intermediate stage when he left China and trekked up through Nepal and into the southern village of Darchen, Tibet. Maybe, just maybe, it wasn't finished. He says, I'm going to go where nature, like behind Lama G, is having its 4 seasons, and it is beautiful. But what about if I go to a place where there's 6 to 8 months of winter? They don't have the 4 seasons, right? They have spring and winter. They don't have summer and fall. They have spring and winter. That's all they have, right? And winter is again 60 to 75% of the year compared to most places. And yet he wanted to create within him that same balance that existed in beautiful country of China at the time that knew no industry. I had experienced something called listening to my heart, the blood of my flow out of the chambers of my heart. And according to Bo Yang, that was intermediate meditation. So I was seeking, if you're new, I was seeking to hear that again. In about 6.5 months, doing that religiously, come rain or shine or hot or cold, I went to that same place. And then all of a sudden, it was as if the Holy Spirit had opened up a vortex. And the next thing that I knew, I was in the center of the vortex. And I remember I closed my eyes like I always did. I could hear the noise but within my sharat, within my soul itself, I was retreating inward and deeper and deeper. And then all of a sudden, all the noise sounded like it was way down the street. First, it sounded like it was 2 blocks away, and then 5 blocks away, and then 10 blocks away, and then it was gone. And all there was my sharat. Om Sharat. Om Sharat. Om Sharat. Om Sharat. Om Sharat. In my soul, I am free. I shall be free indeed. Call on thee, remember, and reflect on thee, for in my soul, I am free. Barak Mashai, may the blessings be to you and your glorious family. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember to be a blessing to someone else that cannot be that kind of blessing to themselves. Have that warrior spirit. Have that warrior spirit. The light being, warrior spirit. God bless you all. See you soon.